Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Thursday morning Mind the Moment gathering, brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. And this is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to speak with us about what mindfulness means to them and to discuss as a community how we can incorporate these practices into our daily lives. And I'm Suzanne Rowe, Palacino. Very happy to be here this morning, as usual on Thursdays, with Tara Healey, founder and director of Harvard Pilgrim's Mindfulness Program. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning, Suzanne, and good morning, everyone. Good to be with you.
So nice to see everyone virtually this morning, and happy to be together as we anticipate our Memorial Day weekend. So today, Tara will start us off with a question to get us chatting this morning. And then she'll lead us in a guided practice. And after that, we'll have a chance to do some question and answer. So if you can go to the bottom of your screen and just click on the chat, open that up. If you're interested in providing some comments or questions, and then you can hit the click down menu and click on panelists and attendees if you want to see all the comments and questions coming in real time. So, Tara, I wondered what our question is this morning.
Yes, so thank you, Suzanne. Well, as I was thinking about heading into this long weekend, one of the things is that it's often a time of gathering and a time of remembrance. And so I thought I would just ask, as we come into this time where we'll have a few days off, what are you doing to restore, to rest, to relax, and also to remember? So are there traditions that you keep and hold that you're going to be doing this weekend, but would love to hear what you're doing, and also through the lens of self-care. So Suzanne, I'll start with you first, and then I'll say a little bit, and we can give folks time to think about their response. And so, Suzanne, what are your plans, or do you have something you typically do?
So we usually have there's a neighborhood party that happens pretty much every Memorial Day. It didn't happen last year, so
Right.
We'll have a little bit of reconnection because a lot of the neighbors really haven't gotten together.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that. And I also have a friend in from out of town that I'll see on Friday. So not too much going on, but just in general, some reconnecting, which is really nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So I typically on Memorial Day hang out with family, and I love just not having a plan really, but just doing sort of spontaneous things, and just I think being with loved ones, and just hanging out with family. And to me, like, there is a lot of rest in that, typically, and not losing sight of sacrifices made on our behalf. And so, holding the memory of that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some folks are chiming in here, some company coming after 16 months, and I'm going to meditate a lot. Company and family, and putting in my raised garden beds, planting vegetables.
Nice.
The mindful experience helps me look forward.
Yeah.
Quiet for me as well. Able to see family, and especially my daughter.
Yeah.
Plan to tend to flowers and clean my garage.
I mean, those are grounding, those are sort of grounding, cleaning, gardening, connecting with family that we connect with, and then we, let's see, what else?
Ocean.
Yeah. It'll be cold. And yeah, it's going to be kind of a cold weekend. I was saying to Suzanne, I'm glad I didn't put my turtlenecks away yet. Drinking an adult beverage on the deck. Visiting grave sites and walking by the sea. Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Nice.
I know. So thank you, everybody. And we'll have time for, to connect after as well. But I, I want to lead us this morning in a body scan. And so I've been doing a fair amount of body work lately. And, in my very early years, the meditation practice, that's always the doorway in, is doing body-centered practices. And I always think that actually helps one. It's like a doorway into stillness, because I think stillness is challenging, and especially this past year, where we have had so much upset. I mean, there's been so much loss, racial, social upheaval, political discord, and this virus. So it's been a tough year, and I think sometimes the way in and the way to work with it is through more body-centered practices. So that could be like qigong or tai chi or yoga, where you're actually intending, because those things could all be done just for fitness, but where the intention is more really connecting in mindful awareness of body and breath as you move through different postures, whether it's qigong or tai chi or yoga, because all of those things could be done just for fitness alone as a goal. But in this way, using these practices with mindful awareness. So I'm going to guide us through a body scan. I'm going to then have us open up into more open awareness, and probably land on breath toward the end. So, we'll go 12, 13, 14 minutes. And so let's go ahead and get started. And you want to take a posture that feels like it's going to be best for you today. So that could be, sitting. Of course, fine to stand if you feel like standing is going to be more helpful. You can even lie down. Just be mindful of falling asleep. That so if you're really tired, that's probably not the posture, but it is a fine posture to take. So settling in, eyes open or closed. And if you're going to have your eyes open, just gaze downward a little bit. And see if you can surrender your weight into the support of the surface. And as you're softening and surrendering in, keeping the spine upright, keeping the body engaged. So it's finding that posture of not too loose and not too tight. So, easefully get engaged and upright. Take 2 deep breaths on your own as a way to settle any surface tension from the activity of the morning so far. And see if you can make that exhalation double the length of the inhalation, so you can stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. And just take a wide angle lens of attention for a moment over the whole body. No, and without trying to make anything different, but just simply noticing how things are in your body this morning, what physical sensations are making themselves known. So tingling or pulsing or vibration, points of contact with your body and the surface. Taking a moment now to expand beyond the body to the room that you're in and outside of the room, aware of sound. And as you feel ready, begin to bring the attention back inward to the whole body. And let's begin the body scan by bringing your attention to the very top of the head. So isolating this region of your body and noticing what sensations or lack of sensations are there. And as we move through regions of the body, soften to the degree that you're able. Coming down now over the sides of the head and the back of the head. So essentially holding the scalp in your field of awareness and noticing what's there, sensation, lack of sensation. And then shifting awareness now to the entire face. So the forehead and the eyes, the nose, mouth and jaw. And softening and releasing the muscles of the face, especially around the eyes and the jaw, just to the degree that you can. And aware of sensation, aware of lack of sensation. Moving awareness now to the throat and the sides of the neck and the back of the neck. Aware of sensation or lack of sensation. Bringing awareness now to the shoulders, to the upper arms and elbows, to the forearms and the hands. So both the left and the right together. Noticing the weight, noticing temperature, noticing tingling or vibration if that happens to be what you're aware of. Possibly a point of contact with a part of the body, hands on thighs or something else. Moving now to the torso. So the whole front of the body and the back of the body. Just resting your attention on the torso, aware of sensation or lack of sensation. Sweeping awareness down now over the thighs, include the knees, including the lower legs. Moving now to the ankles, both the left and the right together. Sweeping awareness down over the top of the feet, including the toes and the bottom of the feet, the heel. Aware of sensation or lack of sensation. So simply receiving the experience of sensations that the body is offering. And releasing that and having a whole body awareness, just noticing the whole body. And just for a moment, we'll open up into what's called choiceless awareness. So just aware of thoughts and emotions, body sensations, sound in the room. So it's really a moment to moment to moment awareness of what's happening. Just completely present. And as you naturally move into thought um, and you see it, just simply return to this kind of open receptivity, moment by moment by moment. And finally, bringing the attention back into a more narrow focus, just for the next moment or two, narrowing that focus even further from whole body to awareness of breath sensation, wherever in your body you notice it the most. It could be the rise and fall of the abdomen, the chest, or the nostrils, or someplace else. Resting and anchoring attention, awareness on your breath, on the sensations present when you breathe. And as we bring this meditation to a close, may we be peaceful and at ease. May our heart be soft and open. May we be safe and protected, and our bodies healthy and strong. And for all of those known and unknown to us, may they be peaceful and at ease. May their heart be soft and open. May they be safe and protected, and their bodies healthy and strong. If you want to take a moment to call to mind somebody that you are remembering, they can be living or not, and take a moment to offer well-being. Take a moment in gratitude for who they are and what they have meant to you. And counting back from 3, 2, and 1. And if your eyes were closed, you can open the eyes. And if they were already open, just kind of taking a moment to reconnect with the room that you're in. Sometimes that's grounding and helpful, just to look around for a minute, to maybe stretch just a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you, Tara.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the reminders of connecting with the body, because that's something that I've just discovered over the last couple of years outside of meditation, how helpful that is for me.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's really helpful.
Yeah, if I'm either ruminating in the past or worrying about the future, I remind myself I'm here. I feel my feet against the floor. I feel my body.
Yeah.
And it really just resets.
Yes.
It's my mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. No, totally. I think, yes. So it's really, I've reconnected with that practice much more over the past few months. So, and I'd love to hear from others who are on the call. Any thoughts or observations about body scanning or other movement practices? Because I think the other thing too, I mean, just in general with anxiety, is movement helps when there is anxiety. So that's also those practices are profoundly helpful. Um, but would love to hear from anybody who would like to share what that experience was like for them over the past. I think we might have done closer to 15 minutes of practice. And if there are any questions or observations too.
Yeah. Someone said feel grounded. And someone else
Withstanding. Oh, body scan's generally hard on anxiety. It's the thing I would say about that, John, is I think with all the practices there, it's so unique to kind of who you are, what you might be dealing with personally. So my recommendation is always just explore what might feel right in the moment. And so always, actually, I should have said this in the beginning, but for anybody, if I do, say, a breath practice with complete stillness, but you'd rather do more movement but stay in practice with a community, do the practice that feels best for you. But I think we are so, kind of uniquely wired, that some practices will serve us better at certain times.
Someone was saying, I'm sitting and always appreciate the body scan. Sometimes it surprises me what I become aware of.
Yes. Yeah. And even in sitting practice with, where we, any of these practices, we're removing the typical distractions of our lives. And so oftentimes just the busyness of the mind is really, really prominent. And the thing is, it's always like that. It's just that it's removing distraction, and practicing is sort of bringing it into stark relief in a way. You're just seeing it much more clearly, which is good. I mean, it's all good. And I think when we're doing body scans, there could be areas of holding that you're just, that you are not aware of. But when you bring your attention, and the thing is, the body likes attention. So the body likes this kind of attention.
John was saying it, getting the posture usually works, that he feels laying down is best.
Ah, nice. Yeah, yeah. So again, I think I would underscore what John is saying about experimenting, and to not worry if you're doing it wrong, because that tends to be such a common refrain, that, see what's going to be most resonant for you. And it can vary from day to day. So there might be, one day a practice of stillness feels completely perfectly appropriate. And then another day it could be more movement related. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's another comment. It resets my mood for the day and helps me practice
Yeah.
mindfulness throughout the day.
that's the beauty of consistency in practice. And really the idea behind it is that you're employing that steadiness in the service of your day-to-day life. You're not just cultivating focus, concentration, mindfulness, steadiness on the cushion, so to speak, so that you're awake and aware during the time you're practicing. You want to employ that in the service of your day-to-day life so that every conversation is held with care and kindness, that all the actions you take that day are informed by your practice. And then when you don't get it right, you actually see that, you see that clearly.
Yeah. I find when you're going through each part of the body, I use, you can use different methods for this,
Yeah.
but I will use my breath and just try to let go of any of the tension in that part of my body,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yeah.
that helps me to release and reset,
Yeah.
what someone was saying, to reset. So
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. So I just want to wish everybody well this weekend and to hold that sense of care for yourself and for others, and um, take the time to refresh and restore and renew. I'm giving that advice to myself too. I need it just as much.
yeah, and those that are spending time outside, that can be so um, restorative, with the
Yeah.
gardening and all of that. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoys the weekend and is able to rest and maybe meditate a little bit.
Yeah, I think, yes, yes. So
Thank you,
thank you
everyone.
as always, everyone, for joining, and especially on this day leading into a long weekend. Really nice turnout this morning. So,
Yeah, no, we really appreciate everyone coming, and of course appreciate you, Tara, and leading us through the practice.
yes, yes,
And
yes, of course.
yeah, have a wonderful long weekend, and we will see you back on Tuesday. We'll have Kel Juilliard here with us.
Yes, don't miss Cal. I mean, I am partial to all of our instructors are so unique in their backgrounds and have something. All of them are really fantastic. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So we look forward to seeing you after the long weekend.
yeah,
So enjoy, everyone, and see you soon.
yeah,
Thanks for joining.
yes.